Then we come to the option of a smart frame buffer. A smart frame buffer means just like graphics chip nowadays. It has like hardware drawing. You can send like coordinate, and draw a rectangle, and will draw a rectangle for you. You can send coordinate, draw a line, and will draw a line for you. You can send like center, radius, and draw a circle, ellipse for you. And you can say like blitter this part of RAM to this part of the screen, and will create a sprite for you. So that is a good option because I want to make this thing advanced, and having a smart frame buffer, having like hardware acceleration for graphics is just sounds advanced. However, I don't know any of those chips available. I do know one, which is the NEC 7220 PD 7220, and that chip is licensed by Intel, and it has got a 72020 and it's got a 72120 upgrade. The 72020 is basically, I think it's CMOS version and some upgrades, and 72120 is like a 16-bit bus version. Those are great chips, and I can buy those chips. Those chips are used in real computers. They are used in PC98, especially PC9801, like the original NEC computer, the original NEC PC98. But I don't think a lot of people are servicing those computers. They are pretty rare, and most PC98s remaining, I think, are PC9821, which doesn't use like the original 7220 chip. So that is a pass, but officially NEC only supports 16 colors, which is just not enough for me. And it only supports like very simple draw calls. I think it's line drawing, dotted line, rectangle, maybe. I don't even know whether it supports like drawing a circle. I think it supports filling. I don't remember whether it supports filling. Basically very simple commands, and does support drawing characters on screen, which is I think how the PC9801 implemented a character mode under graphics mode. And that is basically a requirement because NEC want to display kanji, which is Chinese characters, on their screen. I think if we manipulate and abuse that function, we can get some sort of a blitter and use that to draw maybe sprites on screen. It's not guaranteed. And there are some pretty rare chips, but are actually available in great numbers, which are the Thomson EF9367, which is a strange chip. I think it's the first chip to support hardware graphics acceleration in a single graphics chip, which is an immense accomplishment. It is only used in those Thomson computers, which is like the T08, M05, I think T09, and the T09 Plus. They all use the MC6809 Motorola chip. And that is, in my heart, the most advanced 8-bit computer to this day. It uses like the most advanced 8-bit microprocessor, the 6809. That is called the most advanced 8-bit microprocessor by a lot of people. And it supports hardware graphics drawing, as hardware accelerated graphics drawing. So That part is great. Those computers are not produced in great numbers, so I don't see a lot of service requirement, especially outside France. However, there are a few problems. 2 problems, I think. One is that the bus, the timing, the frequency, everything of that chips is closely tied to the MC6809, especially the 1 MHz MC6809. It's like the bus timing. If you look at the data sheet of that chip, the bus timing matches the 6809 at 1 MHz, like exactly. I can adapt that to work on the Z80, but it would require external circuit. There are already a lot of external circuits on this motherboard, so yeah. And second is that it supports even more basic drawing commands. I think it's only lines and rectangles, not spheres, not circles. And it supports 16 colors only. But there's a big but. There is the EF19369 chip, which is a palette, which is a 16 color palette from a 4096 color, which is, oh my god, 16 color from 4096. That is Atari ST level of graphics performance. That is very good. That is great. I think the ST is like 16 from 512, and then STE is 16 from 4096. Yeah, it's like Atari ST or Amiga level of graphics. Amiga is 32 with extra half brightness. I think without extra half brightness is 32, and with that is 64. And you've got, of course, you got 4096 on screen with like hand mode. But that's outside of the scope because I'm not producing a custom chipset for this computer. And that is that. If I use the Thompson chip, I can get 16 on screen, hardware drawing for some very simple shapes, no sprites, I think, and no way to just get a sprite out of that chip, and a 16 color out of 4096. Pretty advanced palette.